Set your coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the best what we do, what we know. So let's go. Yo, what's up with everybody? Good morning, y'all. I'm not going to scream and yell, man, but it's college game day, man. We about to get it in and watch some of these great games out here. So I had to come and get y'all early. I'm like, man, I got to come and get my people early, and then we got to get it early, man. Look, last night. So we got a whole slate today. You know what I'm saying? Stick around. I got some Jets and Steelers film. You know what I mean? I've been practicing my my film breakdown. So y'all gonna get a taste of that. We're gonna talk about a little bit of Shedeur update later on. We got some game picks. We got some Tom Brady video. Tom Brady, he backed me up on what I was talking about with these coaches up out here. So, hey, look, sometimes it's just the messenger. So hearing it from Tom Brady, hey, it's going to be on and popping. So I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm all excited. Excuse me. Let me set my Body Armor. Presented by Body Armor. You know what I'm saying? Body Armor, come on. Give me a deal. So, but yeah, man, so it's college game day. I know all of y'all excited, and I know all of y'all want to know what's my pick. So I'm gonna jump right up into my picks today. I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm not gonna play with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna waste no time. So starting off with the picks, I don't know if y'all can see them on the screen there. They're good. If y'all can see them, that's good. So we know that South Florida had upsetted Florida last week. DJ Lagway didn't look that good in that game. I still believe in DJ Lagway until proven otherwise. This is a long season. This is a sophomore season, so to speak. So the tape is out on him. It's going to be a slump this year. It's not going to be predicted what he did last year. Let's see how he gets through this season. Maybe not the top SEC quarterback, but most definitely one of them. Don't forgetting about my mans, though. I've been mentioning another name. Nobody brings that up. But Carson Beck, they had a tough out, man, with Notre Dame at the beginning of the season. They showed that, look, that defense has improved in Miami at every level. There's a lot of things that they need to fix and tweak, but I think that'll just come with the time throughout the season for Miami to just start gelling and getting things together. I think the spread was like 17.5. That's super high. Like, honestly, I would be tempted to take SF. If I'm betting on this, I probably wouldn't want to be taking SF in the 17.5 on them points. But look, I just like straight up win. I don't care how they win. I don't care if it's 24-23. I don't care if it's 2-3. You hear me? I'm just going with Miami. You dig? That's who I'm rocking with, man. I'm definitely rocking with the U today, man. Yes, sir. I'm rocking with them. That's just how I'm rocking. But just to let y'all know, yeah, I do put that slide together because, look, I could play with it. You know what I'm saying? See, I could switch teams. Yeah, your boy got little production skills up in here. Give it up for me. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. All right. But yeah, I'm going to rock with the U in that game. There's a lot of people that's rolling with SF on that one, and I don't blame them. So moving on to the next drum, the next game we got on the slot, Wisconsin and Alabama. They got to go down to Alabama, roll tide. And everybody seeing Alabama get straight up roll tide by the Seminoles. The Seminoles was out there killing them elephants with the tusk. They was out there giving it to y'all. But look, hey, I honestly think with a weird way, for Alabama to be humiliated that way, those players, the way that the community is down there, and it just did something to them. Like hearing everybody talk about Alabama that way, got Alabama cooked up, and the ULM. I know it was ULM, but we be hyping up every other guy. You know, we pick and choose on what quarterbacks look good against some of these FCS teams, and we think they gonna go off. I mean, prime example. I just gotta say it what it is. Ryan Staub. Everybody, Ryan Staub's the savior. You know what I mean? And I took Colorado. With all fairness, I did take Colorado to beat Houston, but I did that preseason and I just rolled with the pick. I'm like, look, man, they got to beat them. But all I'm saying is if you can give it to that person, you got to keep the same energy and you got to roll with it the other way. Now, although it was University, Louisiana Monroe, Alabama took care of business the way that they should have. They looked the way they should have been looking. Ty Simpson's out there, they got it clicking. Look, something going on with Alabama, but Wisconsin going down there, I think this is just a repeat. They whooped on them with Jalen Milroe. Look, I think they got something cooking, man. I think Alabama's like, look, they know what it is, and I'm just rolling with Alabama today, man. I'm definitely rolling with Alabama. I got the roll tide today. That's all I'm saying. Long story short. All right, moving on to the next one. Now, this one's going to be a tough one because people say, oh, Dabo Swinney, we respect him because he don't go up into the transfer portal. A lot of things going on. Georgia Tech come out. Colorado, they run the ball 300 yards. They do their thing. Look, Clemson not looking that great versus Troy, but we forgetting that Troy is one of the upper echelons in the FCS. And ever since Kurt Signetti went and took James Madison away from Troy and took James Madison team pretty much up to Indiana, now James Madison starting to rebuild. But James Madison and Troy have always been those teams that's been pretty much like they get some talent there and they know how to develop and they know how to coach, and the cultures there are great, right? But people forget that sometimes. Clemson just, I want to say that Clemson, in my opinion, this is just my opinion on this, right? This is not supported by facts. This is just trucking and how trucking feels upon this. Now, looking at Clemson, I think they kind of played down to their opponent when it came to that game. So I'm not going to sweat them too much and say that, oh, well, Clemson just don't got it. I think a lot of people, including myself, went too far. I said they were number one in the ACC. I didn't say number one in the country. I didn't go that far to say that. You know what I mean? But, just looking at what they got returning and everything, it just takes time. It's not the same as it was years ago, but we're going to get up into that later on in the show. And if you stick around, you definitely going to understand what I'm talking about right now. So anyway, look, Georgia Tech, Brent Key, man, it's going to be a battle. They're going to run the ball. It's going to be a good game. But look, I just think Clemson pulls this one out, man. And I like what Georgia Tech do. I do. This one is a tough pick. I mean, based upon what we've seen out of both of these teams so far, because Georgia Tech is going to play a great game. They didn't play great against Colorado. That was a bad Georgia Tech team. I think today you're going to see Georgia Tech. But look, Hayes King's been a little banged up. He's a lot to do with that offense in the way that it clicks. He's a veteran in that system. They still got a lot of returning players, but so don't Clemson. I think Clemson gives us what we want today to see up out of them. Our first glimpse of the real Clemson and how they're supposed to ball, man. That's what I think. All right, Georgia. Yes, Georgia going to Tennessee. Now, they just own, I guess a lot of people saying it's just easy to roll with Georgia because they just own this rivalry. Joey Aguilar's been looking good to transfer from Appalachian State. You got Gunnar Stockton back there, but Georgia's Georgia. They always got the best of the trenches, and I think that's what it just comes down to. I think if you let Georgia hang around too long and you just don't jump out on them the way that Alabama did last year, just jump ahead by 4 touchdowns, and they still got a chance to come back. That's how you got to jump out on Georgia, because Georgia's just going to slowly, methodically beat up on you. And I don't think that they was trying to prove anything with Austin Peay. Do you think that Georgia is playing Austin Peay with a full playbook? Do you think that they're using all 15 pages of their playbook versus Austin Peay? Or do you think Georgia just like, let's just keep running these same 5 plays that and keep it moving and run a base defense? So, come on, y'all. Like, are we really falling up into the hype? Like, are we really going to do that? So, look, Georgia is Georgia, man. They're going to show up. Kirby Smart is a great head coach. And I think today, Georgia just silenced everybody and say, oh, yeah, they looking like Georgia. But we already knew that, because you already knew they was only running like 5 plays versus Austin Peay. If that, they beat them 28-6. And they was using some of their third and fourth stringers to come on, man. It's just Georgia, man. Let's come on, calm that down. All right, so that's what we on right there. Moving on to the next game, man, because I got a couple games to get through. Y'all got to forgive me while I'm working the game screen. If you're leaving any comments, I cannot see them. But look, it is what it is. I'm going to keep it moving. Look, now we up on this game right here. We got Ole Miss, Arkansas going to Ole Miss. I really like Arkansas. Look, I do. the OC. I always forget his name, but he spent time with Lamar Jackson, and I don't know why. I got to be better at that. Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino is there with Talon Green. I really like Talon Green, the transfer from Boise State. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's probably like a true 6'5". He's a little slim. I think he could put on a couple more pounds, or if even not, you know what I mean? I still think he's good at where he's at. If Jalen Daniels could go to the NFL, be a professional quarterback, then I think Talon Green could also do that too. I'm really paying attention to what he's going to do today. I know a lot of people like what Austin Simmons did, but I think Ole Miss escaped with Kentucky, to be honest. I think Kentucky let that game kind of slip. Because Austin Simmons just didn't look that great. And I don't think he can come out versus this Arkansas team and do that, because this offense will move the ball. This is another good one here to me. It's another one of 50-50 games. I think that SEC is going to beat up on each other a little bit this year. And that's where the parity of this football comes from. We're seeing it play out, with some of these teams and games and so forth and so on, right? But look, the top is going to stay the top. But look, I really like Talon Green in Arkansas. I'm rooting for him. Bobby Petrino, what I'm saying, being his offensive coordinator, I think he's going to be a great quarterback. Yeah, keep an eye on him, man. Keep an eye on that guy for sure, for sure. All right, look, now we got Texas A&M going to Notre Dame. This is a must-win game for Notre Dame, right? Their back is against the wall. Still early in the season. Even if they probably did go, 0-2, they still could win out, because the way that this committee rolled things is that it's just the wins in a row, right? Now, when you start losing later on in the year and your win streak is only 5, then that's messes up your rankings, which is crazy to me, because if you just lose, you lose, right? You losing games, you're losing games. But let's just say, for instance, they do drop 0-2, and then they just win out the rest of the season. They would be on a 10-game win streak, and that would count so much towards the college football playoff committee, right? And it's weird like that, but that's just what it is nowadays, all right? So I can't really argue with that, but I just wanted to throw that little caveat in there. Just throw that up in there and see if it's stuck. Anyhow, look, we got Texas A&M. I like what they got going on. I like what Notre Dame got going on, for sure. This is going to be a battle. I'm going to give this one to Notre Dame at home. And because it's a must win, this game means so much to both teams, but I think it means a little bit more to them, Notre Dame, and I'm skeptical to really take Notre Dame in this game, because the freshman quarterback, but he did look decent. He did move that offense well enough. And against Miami, right? You got Ruben Bangsley in that defensive line with Miami, and they looked okay. However, this is Texas A&M, the different monster, but they don't have everything that they had last year. But that offense from Texas A&M can move the ball. This game really can go either way, but I'm going to go with Notre Dame because they're home, and it's a must win for them. So this was a tough pick for me, though, for real. It really was. Not gonna be honest. Now, moving on to some NFL games real quick. Try to get through these game picks so I can get through the rest of the show for y'all. All right, now let's go. I'm almost ready to take Seattle in this game, and I'm gonna show y'all why later on. When I go through this Jets film, and we did make some good plays in the run game. I still think we did good with a mobile quarterback, and that's not the only mobile quarterback we're going to see. We play Lamar Jackson twice a year. And it just makes it so much tough when an offensive coordinator knows what to do with a mobile quarterback. I mean, when you got to account for all 11 guys on that offense, and when that quarterback can also hurt you with the run and go in the run game, it's really hard on a defensive coordinator, right? It just is. Like your team just has to play just sound football, gap assignments, and everything has to work right. You know what I mean? And also, like, it's just crazy. I know I'm going off a little bit and I'm just trying to pick games, but I just felt it. So I just let it out, right? It freezes the linebackers when you have a mobile quarterback. So their fits, they're not going to fit the same way. They're going to watch and then they'll react, right? Because let's say you're running a 4-2-5, you only got 2 linebackers, right? If you're in an RPO and your quarterback can run, he freezes the linebackers. You just can't just go and fit the gap, because the gap should be there, but you can't just fit it, because look, he might hand the ball off going this way and you leave that backside open. and it's over with. And you know what I mean? It's tough. It just really is. And I'm gonna show y'all on some film later on because I picked up some things along the way. But Seattle, their run game, Charbonnet, um, and damn, I can't remember the other dudes, man. That's crazy. It just be so many players and so much college NFL going on. I got to be prepared a little bit better, and I'll start writing it down. But anyhow, the run game is there. Sam Darnold, I think he's bounced back. He spent a lot of time in the league. He's worked his way back up to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. However, we do got Aaron Rodgers. Our offense does look good, but the defense scares me. And we normally drop these corny games like this. Like, I don't know why, bro. Like, we'll beat the best and then we'll just drop a game that we ain't supposed to the Browns. Why the Browns could be, you know what I'm saying, 1-9, 1-8. We could be 9-1, about to go to the playoffs. The Browns just somehow beat the Steelers. Like, it's just crazy like that. I don't know, man. We's not supposed to lose this game though. And I'm biased. Y'all know I'm rolling with my squad, just being honest about it. But that's just how it rocks sometimes. All right. Buffalo Bills going to New York. The Jets have bounced back. Justin Fields looked great against us. I don't know if that was extra motivation playing against the Steelers. They wouldn't give him the contract. I would hate to say that, but Allen and Breece Hall, Justin Fields back there, Garrett Wilson on the outside. He just poses a threat that I think, and the Bills already played Lamar Jackson, so they've already seen this, right? They've already seen it. It's just another back-to-back game like that. Do not sleep on the Jets, Buffalo Bills, because Justin Fields will get the job done. Believe it or not, I think he played us very well. He took care of the ball, didn't turn it over. Their run game was there. The Bills have been gashed in the run game the same way. They let up. I know a lot of people were mad at the Ravens giving up 41 points, but the Bills also gave up 40 points in the game. So this should be a good one. Even and the Jets got the advantage at being at home. But look, you can't bet against Josh Allen. It's tough to bet against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes in this league, and I understand it. You know what I mean? He may go on to this today, but look, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, man, I can't go against them. I'm rolling with the Bills in this game. I got them winning, bro, and I can't give you a score with nothing. Now, yeah, I got the Browns and the Ravens on here because the Browns and the Ravens, why are you going to get Derrick Henry hype? I understand. The Ravens used to be the Browns years ago. The Baltimore bought Cleveland's team and pulled them over, and then they won a Super Bowl. I get it. We understand that. That rivalry is hated, but when you just amping up a big Megatron, Decepticon, Prime, Optimus, Vinyl Crash running, Derrick Henry coming through, he be dragging refrigerators and squatting houses and whatever else he be doing. I mean, the dude is just a straight up freak. The way he runs, you gotta tackle him, right? When you hitting his legs, it's like I don't even know. They said it felt like tree trunks when you hitting him. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But all I'm saying is, why anger the beast? But this game should go down. The Browns do got a good defense. They definitely, I was telling y'all about that defensive line with the Browns and Mason Graham, and he's cobbling up the middle. You got to pay attention, but he's going to have to step up this game. Mason Graham is definitely going to have to show up this game and continue what he did in the first. But at the Ravens, they should walk away with this easy. But now I think it's just they're going to try to run it up on the Browns. We got the Jaguars at the Bengals. I like what Joe Burrow's doing. Of course, I'm supposed to go against Joe Burrow. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter just didn't look that great, right? And I knew it. We were just saying he's going to play both ways. He's going to be this. And I told everybody, pump your brakes. He's going to be an NFL rookie. It's going to take him time. We put unfair expectations on guys. We don't know how it really feels to make it to the league, let alone do what you need to do in the league. Everybody is at his speed and at his strength. Everybody works out just as much as he works out. Everybody who makes it there almost are just as dedicated. You don't get picked as being a 1%er athlete for no reason. It's going to take him time to adjust to the NFL, the zones, the strengths, the weaknesses. He may take him to the end of the year, at least week 8, until he start clicking. You know what I'm saying? But look, the Jaguars, they're a young team. They're building up. I like a lot of guys they got over there, but sure too. And I think I'm a big fan of his from Virginia Tech. Big fan of Travis Hunter and what they got going on. They still in a rebuild mode, but the Bengals, they not playing. They not playing this year. They're coming out strong, and that kind of worries me when the Bengals coming out strong, winning early like this in the year. They usually drop these games, but I get it. Injuries have got them, but they're on it right now. They're on it. Now, the next one, the Broncos at the Colts. Now, they looked great. They looked great. The Colts looked great under with Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson. I don't know. You lose your job to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones knew that offense. Tyler Warren is just a beast. He's going to be one of the great tight ends in this league. Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, Pat Freiermuth. We're going to be talking about these guys for years to come. They, great tight end, great pickup for them. Denver came out looking a little sluggish versus the Titans, but I think the Titans is a little bit better than what we giving them credit for. Like, I watched them last year, and they dropped games, but I think they always had something there, right? I was a big fan of that defensive line and how they were able to, shut the run down at times and play. So, but Denver's defense is just Denver's defense, right? And this is going to be a good one. Even though Bo Nix, they saying he's going to struggle in year 2, he's got one of the best coaches out there. That's some of the best coaching in the NFL, if not the best coaching, out in the AFC West. You look around, and then you got to go back east. You go and look at Sirianni. You look up Buffalo, and then you look at Pittsburgh, right, under Mike Tomlin for coaching. But the AFC West got the best coaching in the NFL to me, in my opinion. Sean Payton, Bo Nix is going to bounce back. I think he will struggle at times and see different things because the zone does confuse these guys. But I think he'll get it together. I believe in what he got going on. It's just not Bo. RJ Harvey, I think he's going to step up at some point this year. He's going to become a weapon for those guys offensively and an outlet for Bo Nix, man. Look, I'm rolling with the Broncos. I think it's going to be a good game, close one. And I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Been wrong a lot on here. It ain't going to be the first time. It ain't going to be the last. It's all right. Right, too. All right, now, Chiefs and the Eagles. I'm biased to go with the Eagles in this game. I really am. However, I just think that when you got Andy Reid, the Chiefs at home, the Eagles, they play good. The Eagles are just on one. Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts, man. I don't like the way that he just takes so much disrespect out there. I just really don't. He plays the quarterback position. He does exactly what you're supposed to do in that offense. Exactly. And if every quarterback took what the defense gave them, used their attributes to their advantage, and did just exactly what they were supposed to do in the offense, everybody would be successful in the offense. Jalen Hurts just that. He does that regardless of the team he's on or whatever. I don't care about. I hate when people throw around that excuse. This is a team game. Football is a team game. This ain't tennis. This ain't boxing, right? Even though we do got a great boxing match coming up tonight, right? Besides, Canelo and Crawford. I'm definitely going for Crawford. Just simply because he's a black dude. I'd be lying if I said anything otherwise. But look, in this game, I'm going with the Eagles. The Chiefs beat my Steelers on Christmas last year. I'm still mad about that. Lost money and everything. I'm definitely going with the Eagles to beat. See, I told you. I'm going with the Eagles. But Canelo Crawford, real quick. Like, man, I'm going with him. I'm going with Crawford, dog. I know Canelo could box. I'm going with Crawford, black dude. I got to root for him. He's possibly about to be making history, fighting for legacy. I love the fight. Really not I'm really not all the way in tune with boxing. I am a casual boxing fan that respects it enough to when I do talk about things, I have to do my research on those fighters. Both fighters have a good resume. Some people may argue with Canelo and say he picked his fights, he did whatever. Some people may respect Crawford's a lot, but he's moving up to weight classes for this fight. However, he just got a dog in him and a want to and a will that Canelo will respect. And we're definitely getting for some fireworks. This will be a great fight tonight. This will be a great fight. It may even be boring to some people. It may be boring to you because you may not see what you want to see out of the fight. But that's what boxing is about. It's about trying to hit without being hit, right? Trying to do damage without getting damaged. And that's I think, and I respect it enough to know that. Like, that's a good fight. All right. May not see somebody get knocked out, might win by decision, but that's just the way it is. All right, man. Let me keep it moving on this one. Let me see, y'all. Let me see what I got moving up on here. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. Y'all out there, man, hit the like button for your boy, man. Hit the like button. I see people climbing up in here. Hit the like button for trucking. All right. Do that for me. All right, man. So what else I got going on the slate today? Let me see what I got. Oh, yeah, the rookies. Now, let me show some love to these rookies out here. Let me get that screen pulled up for y'all. What up? What's up, Bishop? What's going on? What's going on, Bishop? Good morning, man. I appreciate you. Harvey. I got Harvey DJ. Here we go. That's my guy right there. All right. Do it like that. Keep the picks up there. I'll remove the picks and I'll keep RJ Harvey at the bottom. So, okay, so these are just some of the rookies, man, and I just wanted to show love to, man. They've been balling out, and they have been helping their teams. Believe it or not, RJ Harvey, excuse me. Let me get some water. Y'all can hear it in my throat, right? All right. So, yeah, but RJ Harvey has been a big part of his team. We know RJ Harvey coming from USF. It was under Gus Malzahn in that office last year. Right now, he's with the Broncos. We just got finished talking about the Broncos. But look, RJ Harvey is projected, y'all, to have over 1,000 this season. And I mean, look, it's just projections. That's it. I'm just giving y'all the analytics. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my numbers nerds out there that support Truck and Chubby. Make sure y'all hit the like button. All right, because I know I got a lot of those out there, and I appreciate y'all too. Appreciate everybody tuning in and spending some of this Saturday with me. He had 6 carries for 70 yards, averaging 11.7 yards per touch. Long was 50 yards. He's normally a dual threat, you know what I'm saying, catching out of the backfield too, but he only got 1 reception for -1 yards. However, like I said, he's projected to have over 102 carries, 1,190 yards, based off of what he's already put down. But look, I just wanted to highlight him and let y'all know, be on the lookout for RJ Harvey and keep watching what he's doing this year because he's off to a great start. Shout out to RJ Harvey. Next, we got Emeka Egbuka. I'm sure y'all seen what he did to the Falcons. And if you're a Falcons fan, like my brother and like Vic, y'all sick right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Egbuka just did his thing. Baker Mayfield was tossing it out there looking good. Shout out to Bishop at Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma, Sooners. And he is an alum out there. All right. Look, Egbuka had six targets, 4 receptions, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 16.8 yards per catch, 2 tutties. Oh, man. Had 1 carry for 9 yards, but he is projected to have 68 receptions, 102 targets, 1,139 yards, 34 touchdowns. 34 touchdowns. Yeah, that's what he's projected to do right now. 17 carries, 153 yards, and no touchdowns rushing. But look, that's Emeka Egbuka. Shout out to him. Another highlighted guy. Rookies out there balling, man. These rookies is out there balling. You know what I'm saying? We seen some of these guys last year. Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt. Where'd he come from? Where was he? One of them running backs. This running back class was so deep, man. Washington, they're doing great, man. Washington is really drafting great. They're really looking at guys and really picking. They're getting the picks of the litters, man. I mean, look, he played at Arizona. I don't even think he was he starting back in Arizona? I don't think he was. I could be mistaken, but look, anyhow, he did choke the rock last year at Arizona. You know what I mean? The dude is a straight beast. Ja'Cory Merritt, he is a beast. 5'11", 208. You know what I'm saying? They got him in the seventh, dog. They got him in the seventh. You know what I'm saying? So we know Washington is balling. And now he's on the field, 14 carries on the year, 99 yards, averaging 7.1 yards per tote. That's insane. That's insane. One touchdown, you know what I'm saying? Projected to have 119 carries, 842 yards, keeping that average at 7 yards per tote, 9 touchdowns. The dude is doing this thing. Shout out to Corey Merritt, man. He's balling. Big ups to him, man. Another rookie highlight that I had to put up on there, man. What up, Motivated Dedicated? What's going on with your brother? What's going on? I appreciate y'all tuning in. I will be dropping the link a little bit. Just let me get done cooking a little bit, and I'll drop the link. We go over, talk about some things. All right? You know what I'm saying? All right. Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker, where he come from? Where'd you talk about? South Carolina. My dude came from South Kakalaki. You dig? And he was balling. Linebacker, y'all know he was on that tough defense, 6'2", 240 pounds. Where did they get him at? They got him in the second round. The Bengals did. Man, they needed that. They really needed some of that toughness. Now, I just want to just shout out to him because, I mean, they don't really have the projections for the defense. They don't have that. But look, he got 10 tackles already, 8 solos, 2 assists. He had no sacks, but he already getting active out there, making his presence known in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like coming in here like I'm a rookie, but I'm a big dog. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker from South Kakalaki with the Bengals. Balling, another rookie highlighter. You dig? Another guy we got, Dylan Sampson. Yeah, Dylan Sampson. It don't hurt me to just keep it real. And look, these are my division rivals. I'm a Steelers fan. Here we go, Steelers. That's who I am. But I'm going to give credit when credit's due. Dylan Sampson is looking good, man. He just is, y'all. Like, I mean, look, I know he only got 12 carries for 29 yards. Only average of 2.4 per tote. But is that where he's going to be effective at? No. He was effective in the pass game. He's a dual threat running back. He can catch out of the backfield. He'll hit you with the 1, 2, check him. 1, 2, check him. You dig? He'll get you. 8 receptions for 64 yards. That's where he's effective at. Joe Flacco likes him. Joe Flacco loves him. You know what I'm saying? He's projected to have 204 carries, only for like 500 yards, averaging the same 2.4 yards per carry. That's low. But what is projected to do in the passing game? 136 catches, 1,088 yards, 8 yards per catch. That's pretty good for a running back. Would you think? I think so too. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Dylan Sampson, man. Rookie out there balling. Another rookie highlight. Yo, Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren from Penn State. Y'all knew. I knew he was a beast. They was lining up by center last year at Penn State, coming out from the center position, out there mossing guys. Like, I'm like, ooh, they said white men couldn't jump. Dude is out there getting busy. I mean, he just was. Like, did you see him play last year? I'm not hyping it up. I might be putting a little bit of more sauce on it. I don't know. I like A1, but y'all be sleeping on that Heinz 57, though, with a little bit of honey mixed in it. But anyway, look. The dude, Tyler Warren, is just him, dog. He be balling. He goes in, and he's been going in, and he's looking good for Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones likes him. He had 9 targets, 7 receptions, 76 yards. You know what I'm saying? And he had 1 carry for 3 yards. He had no touchdowns. That's okay. He didn't have no touchdowns. But what is he projected to do this year, Trucker? You gave me projections for everybody else. What's his projections? He's 153 targets, 119 receptions, 1,292 yards, averaging 11 yards per catch. That is great for a tight end. The dude is going to be a beast. He's already a matchup problem, standing at 6'6". I mean, where they got him at 6'6", 256. That's not a little dude. And he could jump, and he's young, and he's athletic, and he's ready to ball, and he's ready to work. Tyler Warren, man, just shout out to him, man, with the Colts, man. Another rookie highlight, man. Another rookie highlight. I need to catch my breath. Man. Let me get some more water before I move on to the next segment, because we got it. I'm telling you, I better stick around, man. Stick around. Don't look. You got me. Put me on your phone. Put your phone down. You could turn on College Game Day, but you better have me on right now. Turn on College Game Day in the background, but you better have Truck and Chubby on right now, because I'm telling you, we about to get up into it, man. I'm working out here, dog. This is what we doing. This is what we doing. You dig? Man. So I gave a shout out. I did the rookies already. I did all the rookies. You know what I mean? Now I think it's time to go up into some film, right? Now I got to start pulling out some receipts. Some people may not like some of these receipts, but it is what it is, because I know a lot of people that tunes in, y'all like to see what goes on. It's just part of the game, right? It's just part of it. Everybody likes to see what's going on. You know, you like to see what is available, right? You like to see what we're talking about. Sometimes you like to see other people talk. I don't know. It's just something I picked up. It's something I've noticed about the audience, right? Some people like that. They just do. Where is that at? Why is it not popping up? It should be popping up. That's not good. That's not popping up. But it most definitely should be popping up, and it's not. So give me a second to okay, I got it. There it is. All right. Make sure I shared it correctly. If y'all can see it out there, that's good. This is just real quick shout out baseball. I gotta get up in baseball. My little man loves baseball. My daughter loves softball. They really like the sport so much. So I gotta learn more about the sport, and I am gonna start covering it. But shout out to my Pittsburgh Pirates. This is Paul Skeens, man, one of the best pitchers in the baseball right now, getting this 200 strikeout. Check it out. Got the Pirates looking good, man. I think we even beat the Doyers this year. That's crazy for the Bucks. Go Bucks. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. Shout out to Paul Skeens out there throwing them curves like that 84-mile-an-hour curveball, man. Shout out to them baseball players out there. I promise I got y'all baseball fans. I'm going to learn more about baseball. I am on it. I'm all over it. I'm telling you. What you talking about? Well, listen, I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you right now. All right. So now we get up into some other things and other receipts, right? This is where it start getting good at. So go ahead and get your popcorn, get everything ready, because we about to get up into it. Now, the Steelers. Remember, I was talking about the game film, right? I know I was talking about having a game film on there, and this is where I learned up a pickup. I'm going to try to go through it because I know I got a couple topics to get through. Now, this is just the all 22s on it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the kickoff, the beginning of the game. So we'll go ahead and we'll go forward on it. Boom. All right. This is where we was getting killed at in the run game. Rewind. All right. All right, look. So this is us playing the Jets. And as you can see in this play, it's just going to be a handoff. I don't know if this outside zone, inside zone. I'm not, no, I don't care. I'm watching my linebackers fit. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse over top of this is Hair Big right here, 41. This is Patrick Queen. And this is the problem that presents when you're playing a running quarterback. I'm learning things. I'm picking up on things. All right, look, boom. They came out with a heavy formation too, by the way. Double teaming on the line. As you can see, the offensive lineman for the Jets did a fantastic job on us, double teaming our defensive tackles, Benton, double teaming Cam Hayward on a double team chipping, and then they're going to come off, and they're also going to get to the second level. Now, pay attention, because they are beasting out there. They are going off. They is coming up. Look, boom, coming in. Now, my thing is, why ain't Patrick Queen attacked? Why ain't he attacking this backside? Why are you waiting? And you don't wait it long enough. Benton had the double team. He did his job. Why didn't you fill that gap, Patrick Queen? Why didn't you go fill the backside? You got to trust your teammates. You got TJ Watt on the outside over here. Look at here, big. He's run fit and he's hitting that gap hard right now. Ooh, boom, coming through that B-hook guy. Now, look at that running back. Boom. He ain't come through. He got caught up in the wash. Guess what happened? Boom. Look. Now he trying to get him. Just imagine if he would already hit here. Boom. Gone. He gone. Boom. Too many yards on that play to the point where he get back to your secondary and you got Jalen Ramsey getting the tackle. That cannot happen this week with the Seahawks. And that's what's scaring me about this week, y'all. Next play. Let's go to the next play. All right. So they in a nice condensed formation right here. I believe they got let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 6 guys on the line. So I think this is 11 personnel right here. 1 back, 1 tight end. Just condensed. You got 3 tight end, 3 receivers, 1, 2, 1 off the line right here. Run on the line right there. You got a running back in the backfield. That still is 11 personnel, but it's just a condensed formation, right? Because I just want to see what's going on. I want to see. Okay, we're going motion. They're going motion because they did a lot of motion to see if we was in man or zone. Because we like to play zone. The Steelers do, right? So they did a lot of motion, and I don't know if there's motion on this play. See, yep, he's sending him in motion right now because he want to see. Like we all know that. That's just basic rules. Are they in man or are they in zone, right? So obviously we sitting in the zone. Now Justin Fields should know that. Boom. All right, so what he doing here? Boom. So you see, once again, when you're playing a run threat quarterback, like I was talking about earlier, you're going to freeze the linebackers. They just can't attack. You can't just go and fit. You got to see what's going on, especially in these situations. And it freezes guys like TJ Watt. And then look, you got Hair Big. You got Hair Big right here. And you got Patrick Queen. They got to keep their eye on Fields. But you gotta trust him, Patrick. You gotta start trusting your teammates. You gotta trust those guys. Look, they got this corner DB here responsible for him on the crosser. Everything, everything good. But look, this run, they just gashing us. Boom. Look, where are y'all at? That cornerback, he gotta come up. He gotta field. But look, we'll just go ahead and play this play because we'll get to the next one. You gotta come up. You gotta fill that earlier. Now you get the backside view of this play. Now this is the same play right here, but we got a little zoom in on it. Now look, this is what. Now we can see what's going on. Boom. Now, go ahead and fast forward it. You see what I'm saying? That corner right here, he should look. There's nobody on him on this right side. You gotta be there, bro. This the NFL, bro. We gotta trust our teammates. But in the same sense, like I was saying, look. Freeze the linebackers. They gotta keep an eye on Fields. He's a run threat. Why or how in the world does he get to the outside over this cornerback right here? You got Hightower. He tipped Hightower. So I guess he did his job there. So he didn't block 2 guys. The Jets was doing a fantastic job blocking, by the way. They really did play a good game against us. But that's just, what I'm saying? Because look, he's chipping. Look. Boom. You got Alex Heisman getting caught up. He comes all the way across the formation to get that corner. How, bro? What did you doing, bro? What is we doing, Dan? Why aren't you fitting, bro? What's going on? Anyway, go to the next one, Trucking. What we doing? All right. Now, play this play. Justin Fields. All right, look, boom. Running back come up. That was a good one right there. And this is an example of when we trust each other out in the field. I like that play. And I want to, hold up. I'm just not going to show the negative. I really like this play. This is a play where we're trusting each other right here. When you got TJ Watt on the edge and he's going to be able to come free because they're double teaming Benton and Hayward. They were doing that a lot, and they're coming off and getting to the second level. They were doing that a lot in this game. But look, man, I'm learning. I'm picking up on it. I'm picking up on the film. But look, he come up. When you got a guy like that, why ain't you know what I'm saying? He's keeping the eye on Fields, right? One of y'all gotta be fitting. One of y'all do. But there was some communication, and they did get it together. Somebody gotta be hitting there. Somebody do. You got Watt free. Gotta know these things, man. But I'm sure they working on it. But that's what a run threat quarterback does. Once again, good play by TJ Watt. You see Cameron Hayward. This is why you pay Cam Hayward. This is why Cam Hayward, regardless what anybody want to say out there, this is why he's worth money. When you're coming off a double team like that, look at that double team. He right here. He come off that double team and he still get back there to make the play in the backfield, helping TJ Watt. What are we talking about? That's why you pay Cam damn Hayward at 35, 36, old man Hayward, because he still is getting the job done. Anyway, next play. Let's go to the next one. I ain't got time to be on a stuck up play. All right, now let's see what's going on here. Now we come in motion like this, hand up, boom. Hey, Rod, can't be doing this, throwing the ball away. I don't like that. And I only got that play done. This is the last one. I just wanted to point this out because I think they should have communicated a lot better on the line on this particular play, right? Like, you should know your calls and everything going on. We got enough guys for what they're bringing. They didn't bring no extra. They only brought 4 guys. As you can see, there's only 4 guys. You got a pocket 4 guys. You got your running back. That makes 6 because he's going to block too. So you got 6 against 4. That cannot happen. But this is what I was telling everybody. Our offensive line is new. They're young. They're going to take time for them to get their experience throughout this year. We're going to see this, but that's what's scaring me a little bit with the Seahawks game. That's what I'm telling y'all. This can't happen. It just can't. It just can't. We got to give A-Rod more time to make play. The pocket cannot collapse this fast. There got to be a lot better communication. There's no way in the world. Look. Is that good enough? Nobody's open. That's good enough. You would say that's good enough. But we got a veteran quarterback back there. It's not. He probably looking at the rush right now. Boom. Just got an ugly pocket. And he just winds up throwing the ball away because that's what a vet does. We didn't take a loss on that play. I'm happy. I'm cool. But look, that's just it with the film because I wasn't going to sit here and do all that. I'll probably try to make more videos. I got the all 22s from the NFL. I'm learning more on it as I go on and as I'm breaking down things and I'm learning because I'm I'm earning my respect. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get respect ain't just given to you. You got to earn respect. And I'm earning respect. Doing my homework. Learning. Are you? Hey, yo, it's a good morning, man. Y'all know football, getting the hype up out here, man, but it is what it is. All right, look, moving on to the next Joe, man. Moving on to the next video. This is, who is this? All right, this is Shedeur Sanders. This is Tony Rizzo. Shout out to the Tony Rizzo show on ESPN talking about Shedeur not getting the reps. I'm sure y'all seen this, but I just wanted to play it. Let's go.
Here in Shedeur is not even running scout team. He's literally watching everyone play. Bailey Zappi's running scout team. I don't know if that's true. That's what I'm hearing. Why is he on the team? Why is he even here? If that's what you think about, because his jersey is selling, the Haslam's don't need jersey money, do they?
No, they don't.
Then why is he on the team if he's not even running scout team? Which
He's
I don't
a
know.
Developmental project, Riz.
I'd love to ask him. Now today is Stefanski's day to cop out, which I love.
Yes, he
smart.
gives the coordinator.
So smart.
Yeah.
Somebody better ask Tommy Rees whether Shedeur's running scout team. Because I heard he's not.
Receiver in the combinations.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause this and we can go back and we can kind of watch these videos, right? Because there's a lot to break down with that TB. Real quick on Shedeur Sanders and everything that Shedeur got going on and why he's not seeing the field. He's QB3. First off, we know we could do, but he's a developmental project, and there's a lot of unfair expectations going on with that. I don't know exactly what's going on with Cleveland, but we knew that Cleveland was going to play games like this. Cleveland. They got another quarterback, Bailey Zappi, taken. Did y'all know he spent some time in New England, right? Taking snaps ahead of Shedeur. It's not good. Not even getting scout team reps. It just ain't looking good, y'all, for our boy out there. It ain't. It's crazy that to see that going on out there, right? But I think it has something to do with the development that we don't know about, right? Some of the things that we seen last year, some of the bad habits, and look, just trying to be fair, right, to what's going on, because he still made it there, 1%er, and shout out to him making it there. There got to be some things that we don't know about as just being out here and really not having an insider. Now it makes one wonder, are some of these rumors true about learning the whiteboards? Do you know what all the coverages are throwing at you? Do you know a lot of these things? Because I don't think that you just sit a talent like that. We know his accuracy is on point, but there's something there the NFL and these coaches know that we don't. And people are failing to really look at that situation now. He's just going to rise up, going to take time. And in the meantime, to be honest, I'm just being truthful. I'm going to root him on. Going to say, look, Shedeur, I'm out here the same way you is, bro. You may be QB3, QB4 on the roster, working from the bottom to the top. I am at the bottom of everybody's YouTube list. I get 4 live views. I get 50 views on my videos, even though I got like 5,000 subscribers, but I only get a couple views. I get no likes, but that don't stop me from coming out here working and doing what I love to do. And I shouldn't stop you neither, Shedeur. So Shedeur, you keep on going, and I'm gonna keep on trucking, and we're gonna meet each other at the top. All right, Shedeur Sanders, you dig? And that's all I had to say. But you know what I'm saying? Because it's rough. And that's just life, though. You know what I'm saying? That's life, man. But there's some things going on. I had to work on things. There was things that I didn't know that I had to work on out here and get a little bit better with it. And there's things that I had to open up my arsenal, you know what I'm saying? And learn more out here, you know, and there's things that he has to learn also in his profession, in his sport. You dig? All right. Now this is just Tom Brady, y'all, speaking and backing me up. I remember when we was on a panel and I was like, yo, like the coaches is out here failing these young men and it's their job to try to teach them coverages. And it's like, nah, you tripping. I'm like, all right, don't listen to me. Sometimes it's the messenger. But hey, look, when the GM, he's a current GM, may not be the best quarterback of all times, but he was the best, one of the best game managers that we would ever see at the quarterback position. And he's a GM currently right now with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now let's see what Tom Brady had to say. Shout out to Colin Cowherd and Tom Brady.
To the higher receiver in the combination. So that is an elite level of play in his ability to recognize defenses and then make those type of throws. So he's the one, and again, he's a veteran quarterback. He's played a lot of football. I think Patrick really understands the games and combinations like that as well. But you're right. There's just not a lot. There's a lot more, I would say, physical development happening at a younger age, but less, I would say, mental, emotional development from quarterbacks. And, you know, I had a chance to talk to Andy Reid about that, had a chance to talk to Patrick Mahomes about that. And again, he's a veteran quarterback. He's played a lot of football. I think Patrick really understands the games and combinations like that as well. But you're right. There's just not a lot. There's a lot more, I would say, physical development happening at a younger age, but less, I would say, mental, emotional development from quarterbacks. And, you know, I had a chance to talk to Andy Reid about that, had a chance to talk to Patrick Mahomes about that this week. You know, they said, look, Patrick flat out said, I can't thank Alex Smith enough for everything that he did for me. All I did was ask him questions in the meeting room my first year.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my first year. That's all I did.
Let's talk about it.
Aaron Rodgers had 3 years to sit behind Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
Eli Manning sat behind Kurt Warner.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of guys, and I would say a lot of successful players that weren't kind of thrown into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is you can lose your confidence so fast because when the real games are happening, the blitzes are coming,
Uh-huh.
and you don't understand protection and you don't understand coverage, and you start taking hits and you start throwing interceptions, you begin to lose confidence that, hey, I don't even know how to play football. I don't know how to go down and lead our team to score points. I can't.
What happened? He was cooking, wasn't he? He was going in.
From learning, I actually think that's the best way to learn, because you can understand it on the board. You can understand it on the video screen. You can go out to a walkthrough, and then you can learn and practice by making a lot of, you know, good decisions, bad decisions, without necessarily.
Be easier now. You have personal coaching, 7-on-7 camps. I mean, guys like you and Drew Bledsoe and Troy Aikman have told me.
Mm-hmm.
I literally had 8 high school games a year. You know, you're like, I had 40 starts, including high school. Well, guys now have 10,000 snaps by the time they're 14 years old. So I've always said, as a sports commentator, I used to give guys 3 years. My argument now is Thanksgiving year 2, the GM, the coach, the coordinator need to go upstairs in a room privately, raise their hands, yes or no. And I don't care where you draft.
I mean, we pretty much heard it from the GOAT, right?
Caleb Williams, let's go upstairs. Is that fair I know it sounds kind of harsh, but Thanksgiving.
And shout out to them for this, man, in this interview, man, because he was cooking, bro. And I don't know if it went over some people's head or not, and what Colin Cowherd and Tom Brady are discussing are quarterbacks, right? The quarterbacks in which, and I ain't got enough time because for the kickoff, it's about a half hour away. Thank y'all for rocking out with me, those at that half, and hit the like button also, right? Make sure you subscribing to the channel. He's actually saying, like, look, and I learned a lot, even from that conversation on the panel, right? It's on the player to want to get better also, right? It is. But certain systems, a lot of play, and they're dumbing down. They are literally dumbing down. Y'all go check out this whole interview because I don't want to play because now I'm going to probably have to share revenue because I played enough clips of it, right? But all y'all got to do is go to Tom Brady and Colin Cowherd. Y'all can watch the whole 20-something minute video. It's a good one just about quarterbacks and support and everything. They're dumbing down a lot of the offenses in the NFL because guys are struggling, and you could see it in their sophomore seasons, right? Their second season in the NFL. Even when they come in and they're very accurate that first season, that second season, they're struggling. And this is, and I played this after the Shedeur video for a reason, because I wanted to show that it's not a bad thing that Shedeur is sitting and learning and soaking up and talking to guys, a defensive coordinator, because those are the guys that can teach your quarterback how and when to recognize a cover 3, a cover 2, some of the things that they'll do to disguise it, how you'll be able to notice it. And although that may not be a part of their job description, it's still, to me, is something that gets done. We do things every day at our jobs, at our 9 to 5, that is not in our description. They're always asking us to do something that's not in our job description. When you get hired, they give you a job description. You read it. Your responsibilities, your duties that you're supposed to do in that position, right? It may not say that you have to have your quarterback NFL ready, but you would want your quarterback to know how to recognize a zone, a man, what to be looking for in those situations, how to identify those coverages immediately. And that's what makes these quarterbacks great. And look, Brady and Peyton Manning just always took the easy check down. You say it was just dink and dunk. No, they was just taking what the defense gave them. You sitting in a zone, you bracketing a receiver. We've seen guys bracket Tyreek Hill a lot of the times, the defense sit in zones and they try to bracket and take away your best receiving option. We've seen that a lot. You always got an outlet guy who's underneath that zone, get him the ball in space, let him make a play until the zone opens up. And you got to be patient at that. You can't just always want to hit the home run ball. You have to be patient and just take what they're giving you, right? But a lot of systems are not teaching these guys that. They're just not. A lot of these programs are not teaching these guys how to identify that, and it's hurting the quarterback position. And look, whether you'll take it from me or not, you got a current NFL GM, ex-quarterback, that has been successful at managing the quarterback position. Like I said, one of the best, if not the best, game manager at the quarterback position that we've have witnessed. Now, you know what I mean? Like he did exactly what he was asked to do in his offense, learned what he needed to learn, and took care of the ball as best as he could, right? That's just, it is what it is. Like, I mean, that's all I had to say on that. I had to pull that up. I had to pull this. I definitely had to get this up because I think a lot of us don't support that, and it just goes over a lot of our heads out there, and we just don't really pay attention to how important that position is. And sometimes I think certain people get caught up into the size, the physical physique of the player, instead of just saying a quarterback don't gotta be a world beater. He just gotta be an excellent manager in that offense. That's all he's called to do, is do exactly what Jalen Hurts does with Sirianni. That's all. Moving on. And look, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in, man, because y'all could be doing a lot going on. I know y'all games is about to come on, college football style and everything. So, before I get on up out of here, though, I wanted to go over this Coach Prime conference from last night. Play it because I bounced out early, had to get up early this morning. Daughter had a game, so forth and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play that. Let me go back and see if I can find it on here, because I should be able to find it on my videos, my recent watches or something like that. Anyway, I could just type it in, but we're gonna go over that real quick. I think it was only like 5 minutes. It wasn't that long. Because the loss last night, it was tough. It was a tough loss. But look, let me play it, get it pulled up for y'all, get it shared, and then get my commentary on that, and then we're gonna be on up out of here. Then I'll be done. All right. Appreciate everybody that was rocking out. You know what I'm saying? I really do, man. Means a lot, yo. Means a lot for sure. Let me get that pulled up here. This press conference from Coach Prime. All right. Shout out to all right. Got it pulled up. Play it. Coach Prime's conference, you know what I'm saying? And some of the things he said, I don't agree. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's up.
Can somebody please ask them to quiet so they.
Tough loss for them.
Thank you all for coming. Wasn't good. I'm lost for words. I just spoke to the team on several thoughts that came to mind, as no one could have told me that this game is going to turn out like this, with the week of preparation that we had, with the meetings that we had, with the film study and the preparation that we had. No one could have told me that it was going to turn out like this. But oh, Lord, thank you. Thanking God for not allowing me to say what I wanted to say. Wasn't good. Wasn't good at all.
No, it wasn't.
I take full responsibility of the foolishness that went on out there, that we tried to name football. We tried to call it football. It wasn't that.
He said he take full responsibility.
We got to do better in every phase of the game.
Yeah.
We got to do better preparing our kids. We got to do better.
Agree.
Period.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Hi, Coach Denver, Yahoo Sports. How would you assess Ryan Staub's performance?
Staub didn't play well. I saw what you saw. He did not play well today. That wasn't his best.
Hold up.
To say the least.
Didn't you just say you just take full responsibility for it? I ain't tripping. I know I just heard him say he just took full responsibility for the foolishness going on. I mean, I know you're trying to be honest, and I'm not ridiculing you for being, you be trying to be honest, because we all seen him play. But you just said you take full responsibility. Now you're saying he didn't play well. Well, yeah, he didn't. But you got to take that responsibility. You get Caden Salter. Y'all took Caden Salter out. Didn't start Caden Salter. What's going on? He did nothing to lose that job. Caden Salter did absolutely nothing to lose that job. And everybody went on a straight up frenzy, because you seen a quarterback have a field day on a FCS team that any quarterback could have beat. Any quarterback. You could have just played the Wildcat the whole game and would have won that game with no quarterback. You just out-talented that team. Period. There's no way in the world Delaware would ever beat them. Should have ever even been close. The Fighting Blue Hens, no. But see, I tried to tell people last week, a couple of weeks ago, when the 315 yards from Georgia Tech, oh, that's Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was supposed to do that. They do this to everybody. Hold up. Do they? Because they've been slowed down and lost games. But it was what I saw they let happen and how it happened. That was important in that game. And then it continued over to the Delaware game. You seen Silver get going, and it continued this game. It just did. Now, were there things in last night's Colorado game where you could take? Because I think I've heard enough. Because it seems like he's kind of going to go in based upon the questions that he's going to be asked about people's performances and how guys played, blaming the players. I don't think it's a good thing. We talked about this a little bit last night on the panel. Shout out to my Rawhide fam. Coaching is the problem, right? It comes down to coaching. It just does. It comes down to coaching and what team was prepared. I took Colorado to win this game. I'm not denying that. I did early preseason. I gave a whole record prediction on Colorado. I'm not going to fade from it. I'm not going to change it at all. I gave Colorado this win. I had 4 guaranteed wins on the scheduled preseason pick. I thought that Houston would be one. Delaware would be another. Arizona would be another. And Wyoming. Those were my 4 picks for Colorado, the 4 guaranteed wins. And then I also said that I think that they would get a win from a team to where they surprise us and they win a game that they may not were supposed to win, right? And if they make a bowl game this season with the roster the way it is and with this team, that I think it would be I think it would be great. I think that would be, I won't want to use words like tremendous, but I think it would be good for Coach Prime to make a bowl game with the way that this roster is constructed this year. 6 wins, I think, is good. People said 8. Some people said 9. I'm looking at it like, I don't know. We still early on in the season, right? It's only game 3. Nobody's really want to hit the panic button. However, there's teams in the Big 12 that are a lot better than Houston. Now, I thought y'all would beat Houston. So to lose to Houston by 16 says something. But everybody went off the deep end and says, oh, we got to play stop. We got to play stop. And I just said, Caden Salter, I think, in my opinion, gives Colorado the best chance to win. And it just goes back to what I just showed you on the Steelers and Jets film. Now, I know that's the NFL, but if the RPO is used correctly and you have a running threat, yeah, Ryan Staub can run. Yes, he can run. He can probably run the RPO. Caden Salter is known as a runner. He's fast. He's maybe not throwing the ball downfield, giving enough of those plays, missing some throws. Well, ain't everybody going to do that? It's his first year in the offense. But I think when you have to account for that guy, freeze the linebackers, and then you got to respect the deep shot because you got guys like Omarion and Draylon. I know he wasn't using that enough. You know what I mean? And then you got the backs that they got. Like, come on, man. Price, Taylor, Welch, Michael Welch. You know, these guys can run the rock. When you got to respect that, it just adds another dimension to that team that I think that just makes them tougher to beat. regardless of who's the offensive coordinator, and Pat Schumer not being a great offensive coordinator. Now it's Schumer that's the problem, and he's always been the problem. He was at the Giants, and he was with Denver, and he didn't work out, and this and that. But we knew that a long time ago. Shedeur didn't run his offense. Yes, I don't think Shedeur ran Sean Lewis's offense either, but that's just besides the point. And we can't keep going back and forth with that. It's just he thought the grass was green on the other side. Shout out to Coach Hayes, man, because I'm about to quote him. He said, yo, you think when you a QB3 and you come in a game like Delaware, you ain't got nothing to lose, you got to get tape. I'm going to let it fly. I ain't got nothing to lose, but now that you the starter, the things got better. And he showed flashes. He did show flashes, right? But it's just gonna get tough from here on out. It really is. I hate to say that, y'all. It's only gonna get tougher for this team. And I know this team is gonna grow together and they're gonna gel together as the season goes on. And but it's going to get tougher. They got Wyoming. That should be a give me game. The way that Kansas State looking right now, that could be a give me game. But everybody else on that schedule right now, and maybe West Virginia, that should be another one they should win. West Virginia's running back is down. They lost to Ohio. I thought West Virginia would be a lot better under Rich Rod. I thought they would play a lot better, but they just don't seem that way. Now, I kind of knew, and I was leaning towards Houston, but I kind of came up with a game plan for Colorado to win. With that defense, I thought that they had to generate pressure. I think they did that. They just did not stop the run. And I thought that they should sell out stopping the run. I thought that they should put into a lot of emphasis on stopping the run yesterday and to be able to generate pressure. And I think they possibly could have pulled that off. But just knowing and doing my research up on Houston, their coaches there and what they had, Oscar Giles spent time down at Texas with the defensive line from 2017 to 2020. Those guys was no joke between those years. Go look back at those defensive line at Texas. He's now at Houston. Austin Armstrong was Billy Napier's defensive coordinator last year at Florida. Yeah, they dropped some games, but they wind up beating teams late in the season, going on a streak, winning tough games. Play with resilience that defense did at Florida. Call it what you want to call it, right? Slade Nagel, offensive coordinator, right now at Houston. Spent time under Brian Kelly down there at LSU in 09, right? Was it 09? I don't know if it's 09 with Brian Kelly, but excuse me. But down there at LSU, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of things you got to do. And look, they got 27 transfers, but Willie Fritz is a great head coach. Very very well known out here. They had a new offensive line, and I thought that you could attack that. But look, Dean Connors had a field day. Dean Connors just had a field day yesterday. They had they had guys going out. Their whole offensive line was almost hurt. They were using second and third string offensive linemen and still running the ball effectively. And now you got to go face TCU. Arizona, Sonny Dykes' team ain't going to give it up easy. Not at all. At all. It's just going to get tough. Wyoming at this point to me is just not going to be a walkover. That's a very tough Mountain West team. And I'll be probably giving y'all an update on that, but that's a tough game. That's not going to be a walkover. You're still switching quarterbacks. There's no offensive identity. Still not established. But I defer. Look, man, I appreciate all of y'all rocking with me, man. I really do. Those that came in, man. Look, y'all enjoy y'all Saturday and y'all college football games, man. Shout out to my fam out there. Y'all keep a lookout, man. Hit the notification bell, man, because I'm definitely about to be putting some videos together, updating a little bit of things. Y'all know how I chop it up. Y'all know how I give it up. Thank y'all for spending an hour with me, man. Salute. Y'all know how I always say, pray for me, pray for y'all. Peace.